Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Ash and I am here with a video all about Aero the Acro-Bat 1 and 2 on Xbox. Now, these are new remasters of the classic action platforming games that came out back in 1993 and 1994. And they were published by Sunsoft. Now, I played the first game in the series back when I was a kid on my Sega Mega Drive. Also came out on the Super Nintendo, but the Mega Drive versions of arcade platformers, like action ones, were always better in my opinion. They just looked better and played better. But I was a Sega kid, so Sega does what Nintendo doesn't. Now, if you've never heard of this game, you basically play as this bat who is a circus performer, and he's tasked with saving all of his kidnapped friends. Now, they've all been kidnapped by this evil villain who was originally like a spoilt rich kid who was banned from the circus like years prior. Now, this is a like 2D action platformer game similar to sort of Sonic and Mario, where you've got to go round left to right and stuff to complete missions, defeating enemies and avoiding them and stuff like that. However, this one is a little bit more tricky. There's a lot more exploration in the levels. You have to really go all over them to sort of find everything required to complete the levels. It's not just like running from left to right or anything like that. And I remember it being quite difficult as a kid. Now, I will say they've done a great job of remastering this. It looks and plays fantastic. Plus, it's filled with an absolute ton of improvements. So you've got your save state function, which is always useful. You've got your English and Japanese versions you can switch between. You've got your turbo and rewind functions. You've got screen filters, so you can go like retro and black and white and stuff like that. You've got a gallery as well, which is cool, with like artwork and the box art and stuff. And you've got cheat functions as well, so you can put like infinite lives on, invulnerability and stuff, because this is, like I say, a much more difficult game than the sort of other action platformers, well, to me anyway, of the time. Now, one thing I do like about this game is it gives me a bit of Donkey Kong Country vibes, where you're riding like roller coasters and stuff like that, and other sort of vehicles. You've got your unicycles and stuff, which I thought were cool. The animations look fantastic, like when you're swimming and like jumping around and riding everything. They've done a fantastic job with it. It looks great and it plays just as good as it always did. But it's nice to see this come to modern consoles. It's also come to like other platforms, PlayStation and Switch and stuff like that. And it's been published on both of them, being published by Ratalaika Games. And I was lucky enough to be sent copies to check out. And then we move on to Aero the Acro-Bat 2, which originally came out in '94 on the Mega Drive and the SNES. And honestly, this one, I enjoyed this one, but it is much more linear than the first game. It feels a lot more like they were trying to copy Sonic and stuff. You have multiple levels. Each level has like 3 stages. And this is a lot more sort of race to the finish, get to the end, less sort of exploring around and stuff like that, like found in the first game. Now, it's still fun, it still looks great, it still has the great art style and everything that the original had. I think they try to streamline it, make it look a lot more simple, a lot more fun and stuff like that. But I'm not saying it's always a positive thing. It's still a great game to play. It's still a great sequel in terms of gameplay. I just think that while the levels are massive in it, I would have liked to have seen it a little bit more like the original game. Now, this obviously is available on Xbox as well. This one's a bit bigger, so it has 8 areas this time instead of, I think, 5 in the original game. Again, it has all of the same special features, your rewind, your turbos, your save states, screen filters, galleries and cheats, etc. And honestly, they've done an absolutely great job with these 2 games. I would like to have maybe seen them release them later on in a bundle, And I hope they do release the sort of spin-off game as well on Xbox in future, which is Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel. That's what I probably played the most out of all of them. I didn't even realise it was a spin-off at first. But if you're looking for like a classic Mega Drive or Super Nintendo game and you want to give something a go, check this one out. They're very reasonably priced. They're like $5.99 at full price each. So that's £12 for two great games with lots of quality of life improvements. They play on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S consoles, and they're optimised for Series X and S as well. And it uses smart delivery. And yeah, between Sunsoft and Ratalaika Games, they've put out really good retro remasters recently, and I really hope we get more of them in the future. So hit that like button, guys. Hit subscribe and let me know which of the two was your favourite. Have you played them? Did you ever give them a go back in the day? I still think the first one's the best. I think the second one is still really good. I just think it misses something from the original. But they both have that great sort of chunky, bright, colourful action platformer graphical style that we found in the early 90s that I wish there was more of nowadays. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching.